Let's go here.
Are you ready?
Fratelloni's Hardware and Garden Stores.
You need your ads, Brock.
Oh. Okay.
Fratelloni's.
Yep.
EcoFun.
Yep.
The Pup. And Schmelz.
Okay.
And keep in mind we're having the dude on from the Pup.
Right.
Okay.
Read this.
$1 I believe. Today. Yep. Oh, wait. No. I gotta skip pages. Whoop. Sorry about that. Why isn't
Ain't
this
there.
stopping? Hey, Webb. This isn't stopping.
Violet Femmes. Violet Femmes, yes. I know, it's driving me crazy. I had to look it up. And they're from Milwaukee.
Actually, Milwaukee's
When
had its
I'm
fair share of
walking.
visitors. Wait, whoa. That's not stopping. Everything else is. It's just playing.
Today.
See? I can just let it go through, but
That is a Gretsch White Falcon Rancher acoustic electric.
Kenny,
First time I ever brought it.
I'll just let it play. We're fine. Kenny, today you're gonna need. Oh, Schoonover.
I've got it. No, I got it.
Oh, we're good.
Yep.
Okay.
Hey, no wind today.
I know.
It's so windy.
How
No,
windy?
there's no wind.
Oh, it's not windy.
How windy isn't it?
Schoonover,
Yeah,
Seafoam,
yeah,
Maple Grove.
yeah,
Oh, Jesus. Snow Barons,
yeah,
Courtyard,
Wow.
yeah.
MN, Weapons.
Wow. Are you kidding me?
I'm not.
6?
And I'm catching the quarter.
We don't know that.
Want to bet?
How many do you have?
3, 4. 3.
We're going to be here till 2.
Who wants to see the mayor stick around today, huh?
Tomorrow I will. Tomorrow I'm sticking around.
What, do you got a date?
Tomorrow I'm lingering. Today
Um,
I'm unavoidably detained.
Are you ready there, boss? All right.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Rook to hand me something.
Okay, ready? I'm rolling.
Fratelloni's Hardware and Garden Stores brings you Garage Logic Podcast number 915, September 1st,
Ugh.
2022. Doesn't feel like September, though, does it? Geez, a beautiful day at the fair. 97 degrees greeted fairgoers on this day in 1913. And it was 36 degrees to start out the day for fairgoers on this day in 1974, which I remember as a very cool summer. Very cool summer.
And now, from
was in
the
high
mayor's
school.
office, above the boathouse on the east shore of Spoon Lake, it's Garage Logic with Rookie on production, Chris Reavers, director of social media, John Hyde in the newsroom, and occasionally Kenny from the Krabby Coffee Shop. Here is your flashlight
Snappy
king,
socks.
fireworks
Snappy.
commissioner, and keeper of common
Casey.
sense. Your mayor, Joe Souchere.
Look what I just bought, GLers. Hi,
What'd you
GLers.
just buy?
A GL shop towel,
Best value here.
because my theory in life is you can't have enough shop towels.
Give me that. I've got some sweat on my
No,
forehead.
this is a nice shop towel, isn't it?
What'd
It
that,
is.
What'd that run you?
Very nice.
$5.
Right here at the Talk Shop.
And if you aren't able to make it, as we've been mentioning, you can buy all of the State Fair merchandise online. Just go to GarageLogic.com and click on the State Fair gear
there a-
banner at the
Is there
website.
tax on that item, Sushara?
Nope. And I'm a bit embarrassed to say, we've been talking about our friends at Gator Magnetics. I hate to FYI you guys, but yesterday you were struggling trying to explain your magnets. If you leave your porch and go around to the shirt store, you have a few hanging right on the wall. You could have listeners check them out right there. Good seeing you guys last week, Steve and Julie.
Really?
Yeah, so we have Gator Magnetics in the talk show.
Oh.
Can I get my, while I'm still waiting for Rook's documents, can I get my favorite story of the week out of the way?
Sure.
You ready? You ready? Fairgoers?
Go.
California residents, after being told they can't buy gasoline cars as soon as 2035, are now being told they can't charge their electric vehicles because they don't have the power capacity.
Whoa! Fantastic.
This is what happens when this country is led by adult children. Unbleeping believable. They have a heat warning, and that's stressing the energy grid and hoping to avoid blackouts. The California Independent System Operator, which manages the state's power grid, warned that it will issue flex alerts. And when you get a flex alert, you ain't plugging in your car.
No.
Good one.
Why are you looking at me like
well,
that?
I just think it's just euphorians really can't link, can they? They
No.
just can't link. They can't make heads or tails of
It's
what
not
they're
even.
up to.
It's not even funny enough to be ironic.
It's not ironic, is it, John?
It's-
You know why, John? Because they don't even understand their own irony.
There you go.
Are
There
they,
you
in
go.
fact, working to build up the grid so come 2035 they will be ready?
Yes, but it'll be cost prohibitive like everything else in California.
Right.
Are we having a guest named Jimmy Francis? Rook?
Yes, sir.
I just saw him walk by.
He's right over here
There
by
he
the. He's got his free.
Where's Jimmy?
Here's Jimmy,
There's
the only
Jimmy.
guy
Ladies
at
and
the fair,
gentlemen,
the
the
only
mayor
guy
of
at the
South St. Paul, Jimmy Francis.
Look
The
at
only
that
guy at the
suit.
fair with a suit on. You got to talk into a microphone. There's only one question
Thank
for
you,
you.
Mayor, for having me.
Sure. Boy, you got all the moves down of a politician, don't
Really?
He really does.
Hey, for the audience, I am a civil servant. I am not a politician.
You are B as in
I
B,
am.
S
No,
as in
I
S.
told you before. I'm doing 8 years as mayor, and that's it. I'm training the
What
next
year
person.
are you in?
Number 6.
Okay, we only have one thing to tell you.
Yes, tell me.
Move to St. Paul
No.
and save us.
Oh,
Run for mayor.
wow.
Run. I'm not kidding. We're going under. We're being sucked down the hole. Get to St. Paul and run for
And
mayor.
Jimmy, this is one of the rare times where I'm going to actually be nice to you, because I've known you for 100 years. And tell everybody who doesn't know when and how we first met. What were you doing when we first met?
He
You were
has no
working.
idea.
I was
you were
working the
working
radio.
You were
Yeah.
working your ass off, is what you were doing. You're a man of the people.
Yeah.
You're not a
Yes.
politician.
No.
I
I learned from the best mayor in the world.
You're not an activist.
Gumption County.
You haven't spent your life sucking on the government teat. You're an
Whoa.
actual working American.
Yeah.
Are you
I
a-
still am, and I'm still living paycheck to paycheck, like I
It's-
was when we first met.
in St. Paul, in South St. Paul,
Yes.
is your mayoral requirement to be there every day, or do you have a real job?
Yeah, I have a real job. I'm an employee benefits advisor. So
Oh.
I deal with humans every day, and then I deal with humans in the city. And I'm out here at the fair, Joe,
I understand that.
and
I
I'm
see you.
promoting South St. Paul. And
Right.
that's what I'm here. We've got a big Booyah coming up, and
Yeah.
somebody said that you're a big Booyah fan,
You
and you've
always do,
promoted it
don't
every
you?
year.
Yeah.
And so we do it every year, October 1st.
I understand you're running for a county commissioner seat.
I am, yes.
Can you do that while being mayor?
I can run for it, yes.
What if you win?
Then I have to abdicate.
They have to leave the
Then
mayoralship.
I step down.
Step down.
Yes.
Why would you want to move up to a county commissioner seat?
For all the reasons you're talking about in St. Paul, for the leadership that happens there and the results that are happening.
Do you know what you're up against?
I 100% I know what I'm up against. I actually, to be truthfully honest, I deal with what the opposite side of the job that I'm looking to get, because we take what the county gives us. Our commissioners don't do things for us as a city, but we end up actually paying the bill for most of the county. So I'm actually trying to stand up and fight for us little guys in the northern district of northern Dakota County, which is the oldest, which is, all of our stuff is underground. It's not exciting. All of our needs are underground.
How does the fair benefit you? You've been literally wandering around wearing this suit on an
Yes.
85-degree day?
Yes, we're looking in South St. Paul. October 1st is on the road again. It's the World Championship Booyah. And we are looking for one more Booyah cook to enter this. So if you know somebody who's a Booyah chef or a cook that wants to try it, Send them all to South St. Paul. We'd love to have them, and it's a great event. Last year they did 1,000 gallons of Booyah.
Terry,
So-
are you here? Terry.
Who's
Neighbor Terry. Squeak.
Terry?
Are you applying the voters with these bribes?
Well,
Oh,
you were-
no, I just brought some things to promote. This is the Booyah on the road again, but
Jimmy, while you were jabbering, I was rifling through your
yes, that's what it's
bag.
for. I've got pencils, Joe. Did you see the pencils?
Oh, I love pencils.
Yes, I know you would, and so
I'm a
I wanted to make
pencil
sure
guy.
you had a
Oh,
couple
I gotta
pencils
have
from
some
South St.
pencils.
Paul.
Yeah.
Jimmy,
Yeah.
I'm also a pencil,
A pencil guy, Joe.
Can I
here
have
you
some?
go. John, how about Bell people? Are you people Bell people?
Well,
not so
let me
much.
see.
No, we don't need any.
Yeah, let's hear it for Joe Souchere.
Hey, we don't need a bell, man. We don't. Now you have a cozy here, a koozie, or whatever
Yeah,
that
can
is.
koozie. Yeah, that's
a can koozie. And you got buttons. The man in the blue suit.
Yes.
That suit looks like you maybe got it in Moscow.
Yes, it's
It's a little
on.
tough at the collar
Oh, it's
there.
a little tight.
Yeah.
Was my hanger in the car too tight?
And
So,
you got South St. Paul. Mayor Chaos. What does that mean?
Well, you know when I call them professional citizens. When people try to pin something on you, they give you a moniker saying I'm chaotic. I just embraced that and made buttons and said I'm Mayor Chaos.
Yeah.
We're doing all the construction. We're doing all the stuff that we're supposed to be doing and getting the roads fixed and making South St. Paul a great place to live, work, and
Time out.
play.
Time out.
Rookie lives there.
You have done a fantastic job with Concord Street and all the new businesses that are there.
Yes.
However, I stumbled
here we go.
upon a brand new, well, new to me, but not new to South St. Paul, and it has piqued the curiosity of the mayor of Garage Logic. Describe Al's Corral
Beautiful.
to Joe.
It's beautiful.
Hearing great things.
It's great. Can I just start with
Then
a
I'm going to
feel-
compliment you, and then you're getting the hell out of here.
Okay. It's one of those great bars where you can get a great burger and a cold beer and a stiff drink at a reasonable price. And when you open the door, that smell of urinal cakes and pine sol is just so beautiful that you feel like you're at home. You're like, my God, this
Why
is
don't
the
they
best.
advertise
Where-
with us? Because I'm done promoting them.
I'm just telling you, the Coney Islands there are to die for.
Let me
and
just have you down for a.
They
pop and
owe
a
us
50
about
cent tour.
$5,000 now.
yeah, they do owe us. Al, you do owe us about $5,000 now. You're into it tight.
Okay, I've known Jimmy for years and years and years, and you do too. You just don't know it.
Don't tell them.
And I want to tell you that, and boy, if you ever let me down, I'll be heartbroken. You're not a euphorian.
Correct.
You're not a Mysterian.
Correct.
You don't live in Diversityville. You recognize diversity as a fact.
Yes. Right.
And you got into this because you are truly loving of your city. You care about it. None of this is BS. And that's why I beseech you. I can put together a cartel that will buy you a house in St. Paul.
That might be illegal, Joe.
Wow. Yeah.
Why would
Especially
that
now
be
that you
illegal?
mentioned it and offered it.
All right, we'll
That's-
sell it to you for $1.
No, we can't do that.
Run
But
in
my
St. Paul.
my mom is from St. Paul. She's an old
Move
St.
to
Paul
St.
girl.
Paul and run for mayor.
Okay.
How long
I'll
you-
consider that. Maybe
Wait, how long is the county commissioner gig that you're probably
it's
gonna
4
get?
years.
So
You don't want that. You want a mayor of St. Paul.
when is the mayoral election in St. Paul, Such?
2 years.
Yeah, it's off cycle, so it is
Yeah.
another 2 years.
You spend money in South St. Paul that you don't have?
We do not. We can't.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's a
Very
start,
admirable.
Yeah.
Very admirable.
Do you have checks and balances in place to watch the money that is getting spent?
Yes.
Unlike the Department of Human Services in the state of Minnesota?
Yeah, and we've been burned. We've got caught by an employee at one time doing some nefarious things with money, but it was caught, and we've been made whole, and that gap has been fixed. So
Well, it was found out because you had procedures in place.
exactly.
Fail safes.
Fail safes. Yeah, and I got to tell you, it's not. I've been there for 6 years. We've had a great leadership. We've had great people that love our city doing the work before me. I just wanted to carry it forward and keep moving us forward. And as Rook said about Concord Street and the new development that we have going, that's all because we've been welcoming and encouraging people from St. Paul and Minneapolis and everywhere else that find it difficult to work with cities to expand your business, whether that's manufacturing or a restaurant. We got it all. Send them all to South St. Paul. And you're going to let me go. But
I am
remember,
letting you go.
October 1st, on the road again. It's in South St. Paul. There's Booyah galore. Come on, bring your buckets to take Booyah home. It's awesome. I was going to bring you some Booyah, but Rook said it's too hot for Booyah at the fair, and I happen to agree with him. So
Yeah.
thanks for giving me the time, Joe, and talking
So wait
about
a
South
minute.
St.
Good
Paul.
luck,
You're
Jimmy.
promoting
Thanks.
Booyah at the fair, but there is no Booyah at the fair.
No, you wrote that
Get
wrong.
off the stage.
Describe early on in your relationship with Joe.
cauldron.
Describe your vehicle.
Oh, my first car?
The pickup
fish,
truck or
the fish car?
Yes, that's the one that scared Joe. That one that was
Yeah.
in the lot.
Yeah, that was my car that I traded, and I got my nickname, the Dutchman, from. I swapped a car on the road with a guy in Le Sueur. I swapped a 79. No, I swapped a Dodge Dart Slant 6 for a 1979 Malibu with no reverse. And so then, when I got that car home, I painted fish on it, and I painted the Dutchman. And because it had no reverse, I had to strategically park. So Joe would always give me crap. Who's parking in that spot every day? And it was because I couldn't reverse. I always had to park so I could drive forward.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Yes,
Good
thank
luck.
you.
I don't think you
Jimmy
Jimmy
Francis,
Francis.
ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks,
Move
everyone.
to St. Paul.
Mayor Jimmy Francis.
Move to St. Paul.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Booyah, capital of the nation. Yes. On the road again, October 1st, 2022. Kenny, take it away.
Such, before we go to break and come back with more, I want to talk to you about the Minnesota Weapons Collector Association holding a big show Saturday and Sunday, the 10th and 11th at the Ramsey Adrenaline Center. That's on Highway 10, Armstrong Boulevard. There will be dozens of exhibitors, shotguns, rifle scopes, ammo, magazines, all the accessories. You can even bring in your trade-ins if you wish. They're open Saturday, 9 to 5 p.m., and Sunday. Children 12 and under free, 18 and under must be accompanied by an adult. Go to mwca.org for more information, including vendor reservations if you so choose. The Minnesota Weapons Collector Association show is coming up September 10th and 11th at the Ramsey Adrenaline Center, Highway 10, Armstrong Boulevard.
Are we on right now? Yeah. Jim Schultz is joining us. He's running for Attorney General. Oh, and is that an important race? Jim, that's an important race because like the previous fellow we just had on, Jimmy Francis, we have discovered in Jim Schultz an aspiring politician who actually is doing it for the right reasons. And how's it going?
It's going great. It's going great. We're very much on track. We, of course, won the primary decisively a couple weeks ago.
Right.
And that was great. And we're on track against Ellison. We're working hard every day to make sure we get it done. Ellison's polling is terrible, and we're going to make sure that every Minnesotan knows that Keith Ellison and his defund the police policies have led to the extraordinary crime in our communities, and we're going to remind them of that, and we're going to win this race decisively.
So may I throw this in because, Joe, knowing that Jim was going to be on, a lot of GLers reached out to us because a couple of days ago here at the Minnesota State Fair, it was Fire Prevention Day at the fair, and some were wondering if both Governor Walz and Ellison would attend that, saying that they let the city burn for basically 2 weeks.
Right, yeah.
We're
Sat
wondering
on,
if they're,
sat on their hands for multiple days while half of Minneapolis Street burned and so forth. It's their unending shame.
Is
that they let that
crime the
happen.
principal focus of the race?
Yeah, that's right. Crime. I mean, because we have an attorney general, the chief law enforcement officer of our state, who's got behind extraordinarily reckless policies on crime and otherwise.
Right.
Defunding the police, the Minneapolis Charter Amendment to get rid of the Minneapolis police
They
force.
still haven't hired the 300 police they're supposed to hire.
No, that's right. Exactly. They still haven't hired the police they need. This is it's incredible, and it's a big reason why we have the incredible crime in Minneapolis and elsewhere. And part of the reason we've had such attrition in our police forces, so many leaving the force,
Right.
is that we've got politicians, career politicians like Keith Ellison, who spend their days vilifying and slandering police.
Right.
And it's an absolute disgrace.
Are you working the fair daily, or are you just here today to bless us with your presence?
I am working the fair almost daily. I'm missing just a few days over the course of the 2 weeks
Right.
at different events, but yeah, pretty much daily. It is. I am very much a fair fan. In particular, the fair food. So I make a
yeah, it
point
really
to,
shows on your
Yeah,
gut, too.
that's right. That's right. That's right.
Well, you weigh about 9
Go,
pounds.
go get some pasta.
Yeah, right. That's right. Well, I'm a runner, so I keep it off. But
Right.
my wife's a nurse, and she does not like my eating habits.
Right.
I do the corn dogs, I do the mini donuts.
You don't do corn dogs. You do
No,
Pronto
Pronto
Puffs.
Puffs. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Pronto
right. That's
Puffs.
right. That's right. Exactly. Yeah, whole mix. Yeah, that's right. Funnel cakes, the whole deal. The whole deal. So, yep.
Well, GLers, are you rooting for Jim Schultz for Attorney General?
Yeah.
if you're not, you better be.
Absolutely.
Nice.
And the
Very
thing that I
important
like
race.
about you too, Jim, is you put your money where your mouth is. You're everywhere in the state of Minnesota, and that shows. If you follow Jim on Twitter, which you should be doing, by the way, he's concerned about the entire state, not just the city of Minneapolis.
And
Yeah,
Jim,
that's right.
you better be telling Ellison he better be walking or riding a bike because he's filing suit against big oil. What
Yep.
utter BS.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, it's incredible. I'd say few things. Talk about we've used a little bit of gas in recent months. In the lead up to the primary, in the 5 weeks leading up to the primary, we put on 8,000 miles around the state, and it's in part because we got to beat a guy in Keith Ellison who thinks it makes sense to bring frivolous cases against energy companies instead of prosecuting crime on our streets.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's nuts. I mean, it's an attorney general's office that gets behind every far left cause that's out there instead of really doing the essential things like putting criminals in prison.
Schultze, best of luck to you.
Thank you, Joe. Good to be with
And
you
it was
all.
good to
Really.
see you.
Jim,
Likewise.
when you've been a lifelong GLer, so will you do like everybody else has done, and when you do defeat Ellison, will you pretend you've never heard of us?
Yeah.
Once that happens?
No, believe me. As a lifelong GLer, this my commitment to the show runs deep, and I'll come on as often as you guys let me. So,
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank
Jim
you all.
Schultz for
Appreciate it.
Attorney
Thank you very
General.
much.
Now, I said Ellison better be walking or riding a bike. EcoFun Motorsports is our place to go for bicycles, electric bikes, the little gas scooters that turn every urban errand into an adventure. One of our guys, Pat, got a scooter at EcoFun. Youth recreational equipment, Vespa motorcycles, and they have a location at the fair up on Underwood. I call that Machinery Hill, but they're up on Underwood next to a big Martha's, is it Sweet Martha's Cookies? Sweet Martha's Cookies. And Kaylin Bloom, Tim's daughter, will be there Sunday. She is the expert on the Bentelli e-bikes and all the e-bikes, so you get the right fit, the right equipment, the right size tires, everything. You'll get the great fit and have a great season of fall riding, courtesy of EcoFun Motorsports. 2 locations, well, 3 now. They're at the fair. And the new store in Forest Lake, right off Interstate 35, west of 35 on 97. And the new store that opened this summer in Burnsville on the service road off 35W next to Pawn America. And a great website at ecofunmotorsports.com. We start now.
I'm rolling in 3, 2, 1.
That's nice.
Oh, that might be my favorite guitar that you've brought. And this one is what? A Gretsch acoustic?
This is a Gretsch Rancher White Falcon acoustic electric.
What a beautiful sound.
Sounds like the
John.
name of a car or an airplane.
We've got another big sale from Rich at Maple Grove Lock and Safe, the Labor Day Liberty Safe Limited Edition Flag Safe. It's a sale running through the 25th at Maple Grove Lock and Safe, 6901 East Fish Lake Road in Maple Grove. 3 offerings for your consideration for this month in this sale. The Centurion 24, it's textured white, 40-minute fire rating, electronic lock, installed door panel, drop-down handle, and the Colonial 23 flag safe and the Colonial 50 flag safe. They're both gloss white, 75-minute fire ratings, electronic locks, installed door panels, and single outlets for power. They're also on the docket. The Liberty brand, of course, we all know, the best built brand safe of safes on the planet, made right here in the United States and offered locally at Maple Grove Lock and Safe. You got to stop in, meet Rich. He's the owner, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, 6901 East Fish Lake Road in Maple Grove, and on the web, maplegrovelockandsafe.com.
Ladies and gentlemen of Gumption County, we only have winners with us at the State Fair, and you're about to meet the prize-winning quilter, Sandy Irish, right here. She's a prize-winning quilter.
Here.
And you've got the, you really got the classic old GL hat on.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
dug it. Well, no, I wear it frequently.
Sandy, are you competing this year?
Yes, actually, so Dakota County, I am still the superintendent. at
You're the
Dakota
super of the Dakota County Fair.
Needleworks Department.
Oh, Needleworks Department.
And
How
this-
many supers do they have at the Dakota
Well,
County
there's
Fair?
Needleworks, there's the art department.
I see.
Craft, hobby.
Right.
There's a few of us.
You're Needleworks.
So I'm in charge of gathering the employees that I have that mind the building
Right.
and scheduling our demoers.
What did you do for this state fair?
Well, first of all, I entered several quilts in the Dakota County Fair, and this is unusual because
No, this fair, Sandy.
Well,
this fair.
She's leading up
I'm
to
leading
it.
up
Forget
to
Dakota
it.
County.
She's going right to the
Joe,
chase, cutting
just
right to the chase.
Let her set the mood,
Yeah,
set
Oh.
the
because
stage.
Oh, I'm
this
sorry.
is important.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I won grand champion and reserve champion at the
Ooh.
county fair.
Nice.
So that was kind of fun.
No
I'm not
wonder
gonna
she's
lie.
telling you
Yeah,
about
okay.
that.
Now I know
She's
why you
telling
want to get
everybody.
that out.
Only winners on your show.
Right.
So here at the fair, and don't mock me, Kenny, because I know you will. I entered one of my designs, and State Fair's tougher, so I did come in third with one of my quilts and fourth with one, but then there is one in the main case when you go in where all the winners are.
And what building is that?
Creative Activities.
All right.
There's one that has a first place ribbon that I quilted, a friend pieced, and I quilted it.
What does that mean? A friend pieced it.
She did the actual sewing of the quilt, and then I did the machine quilting of it.
Are your quilts on charming old beds all over the state?
Oh no,
Oh.
no, actually, you know, a lot of my stuff is done in the garage.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
that's a good place for it.
Nice.
So all of my quilts right now, aside from the few that are on the beds, they're mostly stored in my garage.
Yeah.
Because I talk to quilt guilds and things, so I have to pack them. I don't want to go and gather them from my house and repack them, so they're stored in my garage. I do my quilt basting in my garage.
What's that mean?
So there's layers of quilts, the back, the batting, and the top.
Right.
So I use a spray-based product. It's like an adhesive in a can,
Right.
and that holds the 3 layers so that when I'm doing the quilting, the 3 layers are sandwiched together, and I do the machine quilting.
Why and when did quilting become an art form?
Well, it's we utilize it. I can't say that word.
Utilize?
Utilitarian. Is that the word?
Utilitarian.
There, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And people needed them to be warm.
I was going to say it had something to do with the pioneering life.
Well,
and-
I think it goes way back. I believe they found Egyptian quilting.
Oh boy.
So yeah, it goes way.
Oh,
way
there's
back.
nothing better than turning it down to 60 and then throwing the quilt on.
You know,
It's-
and I would have
but
brought
it's
one
the-
today, but
It's a perfect combination.
85 degrees.
I know a guy.
Egypt, you don't need a quilt. It's hot.
I know a guy recently we discovered he sleeps a lot better. It's not me, I'm not making a reference here. With a weighted blanket. Are there weighted quilts?
Yes, you can do that. There's different ways to do it. Use a heavier batting. or you can run actually beads, metal beads, like around the outside,
Yeah.
or chain that'll help pull it down.
But you don't throw lead in there, sand.
No.
I totally buy into
You
it.
don't do it the way Joe and I would
Concrete
do it.
blocks.
Yeah.
I've never understood the weighted blanket
Oh,
concept.
it's fantastic. It's fantastic.
It doesn't work
I'd
for
feel
me, but
I'd feel trapped.
It's like when you go to the dentist and they're going to take your x-ray and they put that big lead thing on you and you're just like, oh, I'm just going to sit here while
I don't
they...
like that.
I hate
I
that.
love it.
I hate
Yeah.
it.
It's
But
not
it-
restricting.
if
I
you
know
rip
you're
that off-
claustrophobic.
Well,
it works wonders for some people.
Call me now.
women of a certain age, I tend
It's
to
a woman
throw,
thing?
Well, women of a certain age and a lot of women that are kind of my
Why do
age.
you
Aren't women of a certain age always hot?
We throw them off at night, yes,
Yeah.
because
You're always hot.
Got it.
Careful,
Got it.
Such. Careful.
That's what I'm saying.
Careful.
Well, I mean warm. Women of a certain age, you get your hot deal going.
exactly.
deal.
Yeah.
And that's
That's-
precisely why I didn't bring one to show. You can go visit my quilts up in the Creative Activities
Right.
building.
Right. Do you quilt every day?
When I'm not scurrying around at the state fair.
I
yes.
have a
I'm
request.
very busy.
Right.
I have a request. One of my favorite quilts was made out of blue jeans, and I've seen them made out of
Garage Logic T-shirts.
Yeah, that's my request. Could you make a quilt out of GL T-shirts?
For you, I would.
For him.
For nobody else.
And we were getting a
I don't
number.
enjoy making them, but I would.
I'm having a bad cartoon image
Yeah.
of Kenny's quilt made out of blue jeans because I have that horrible feeling that they weren't previously washed.
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
And they
please.
smell like salmon.
I gotta admit, it's
Smoked salmon.
It's what the kids say. They call it nast.
Is it nasty?
It's pretty
Is it
nasty.
nasty?
Yeah.
We're getting a number of suggestions via the Garage Logic Facebook page and YouTube that they should that Sandy should quilt a quilt for Rookie's legs because they are very visible right now on the Garage Logic Facebook page.
Well, we all
for the
are wearing
live stream.
shorts for Pete's sake.
Yeah, she'd have a lot of work cut out for her to cover up these.
Sandy,
babies.
what year is this for you at the Minnesota State Fair? Because we've known you for a long time.
Well, I think the first show I was on, my oldest granddaughter was in utero, so she's 11, so that was 12 years ago.
Holy mackerel. So it's been 12 years. And Sandy Irish has been a Garage Logic winner all those many years.
And you don't sell your, just to be up front, you don't sell your quilts.
No, because I'm a quilt designer,
Okay.
so I need them for samples, so I don't very often. I do machine quilt for others, but I.
You think she'd have a medal or something, Such? Can't you give her some kind of
You know,
award?
Sandy, she didn't get a medal for Garage Logic Hall of Fame, but I think we can work something out. Just give me some time to
Trophy
figure
or
that out.
Some kind of prize.
Well, 12 years. She was a little late to the game. I
Give
mean,
her a
Marjorie
cigar.
is 30
Yeah,
years.
but you've got a cigar. Give her a cigar.
I do have a cigar
Should
that,
I save it or
that a listener dropped off for me. I can't reach them right now.
Do we have a laurel? You could give her a laurel. And
Give her that. Give her
Hearty
the bell.
handshake.
Give her a bell.
I am
Oh,
honored.
wow.
And a Jimmy Francis koozie. Take that.
So
And
sorry.
these buttons.
I had
Take
good,
these buttons.
I had good intentions.
Here's a guy
Here's
that
another,
re-gifts.
here's another
Just add
bell.
a
Take a
pencil,
pencil.
sure, yeah.
All right.
So I kind of wondered if I could steal some of Kenny's thunder and do his Seafoam ad.
Yeah.
Oh, please
Does he
do
have
right
one
now.
today?
So-
Yes, he does.
I have a newer quilting machine. It's a long arm. It's mounted on the table,
This'll-
so it's a big machine. And when I got this one, it was just really noisy.
Oh.
Makes me crazy. Well, you have to oil them frequently.
Yeah.
And they tell you to spray that other stuff in the blue can in there, and I knew that wasn't right.
Oh, that's going to dry it out.
well, I
it
went and
does.
got me a can of Deep Creep.
Isn't it amazing?
It's wonderful stuff.
Did it
Yeah.
work?
Yes, it does.
Oh boy.
So I use Deep Creep in my quilt machine all the time.
How often is it a machine you use so often you oil it daily
Pretty much.
with the hose, the little straw in it?
Got the little straw.
Do
and
you
it
have any
fits
luck
right
keeping
in
that
there.
on there?
Yeah.
Because you drop those little straws off there, you're on your knees for a couple of hours.
She's an
looking
expert
for
at that kind of thing.
I'm
I'm
telling
a
you.
professional.
Yeah.
And if you ever need to clean it off, I advise the top engine cleaner because that will remove all the grease, the grime, the dirt, and then you can give it a good shot of Deep Creep and start over. It'll be a brand new machine. All the products from Seafoam
Are you doing the ad right now?
are absolutely amazing for your cylinders, for your sewing machine. It doesn't matter. Truly a wonderful product in a world of bad gas.
I'm happy I could help.
Seafoam. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks,
I've been-
Sandy.
Yeah.
Sandy Irish, thank you. You're
Thank-
always a welcome guest. We'll
you
be
very
back
much.
with, is it Scott Jensen and Matt Burke ready?
Yes, sir.
It is indeed.
All right.
We're fine for right now. Let's just have Johnny bump back,
Okay.
and then you can take it from there.
Yep. Are we ready?
You just let me know.
Yeah, we're ready.
Okay. Johnny, 3, 2, 1.
Thank you, Johnny. He's not just a newsman. He's a guitar player. We're joined by Goober notorial candidate Scott Jensen and his running mate Matt Burke.
And the crowd goes wild.
And I got to tell you, man, before we get into what I think's important, and what I think's important probably doesn't mean much to you guys, but it might. If I hear any more of this Holocaust stuff, I'll never talk to you again. That was just utter embarrassing BS. I don't stand for it. I can't take it. And I got news for you. Women don't intend to stay barefoot and pregnant.
Thank you.
All right. Now,
Very good.
Out of the way. The floor's open
All
now.
right.
The floor's open. He got everything that he wanted to say out of the way.
You feel better, Joe?
We need desperate fiduciary responsibility. Did you read this piece today? The Play story in the Star Tribune where they got $130 million of federal money and they don't know where it went. It was supposed to aid the homeless. There's nobody running the show up there, Scott.
Joe, this shouldn't surprise us. They did the same thing with daycare. They did the same thing with their feeding the
We got a
hungry.
food fraud scam.
We've got waste, fraud, and abuse at every level.
I'm surprised this is even news anymore.
You've got crime to deal with. You've got financial fraud to deal with. We need adulthood.
How about schools?
Schools. Now I'll come to your defense. On the school ad, you say the schools are a bottomless pit. You are absolutely correct. And then the Walls campaign takes that and turns it around. They go to their always available constituency, which is Minnesota education, and they say, no, Walls is the guy for us. No, you have the right idea. Education, money spent on education has never proven to equal academic achievement, ever. You can't find one study that proves additional money improves academic achievement. And yet do you realize, of course you realize it, you're running for governor. That's half the state's budget is education. Half.
Just about, yeah.
You know, I went over, Joe, to the DFL booth, and they've got this thing where you get to put a P in it, and then they sort of watch the columns grow. The issue that absolutely captivated the entire DFL P's in the booth, or whatever it was abortion. They did not once mention on any of their issues, and they have 12 issues, they didn't mention safety, they didn't mention crime, they didn't mention kids, they didn't mention inflation. Those are non-issues to them. All that matters is that one issue. You're spot on, Joe. You're hitting them right where we should be living as Minnesotans, and it's not happening for them.
It's not happening. It's not happening. And that's where you guys can make hay. I'm not sure you can make hay on the cultural nonsense, but you can make hay by being adults when it comes to money, education, and crime. The crime is terrible. It's horrible.
You seem kind of fired up, Joe.
I am. I want some adults
get
to
off
run this
Get off
state.
his lawn.
Yeah.
Do you guys see, when you go outstate, do you see more of an intensity in the Twin Cities, in the metro area versus, say, you're up in Brainerd or you're up in Roseau? Is it what's the vibe you get? Because I feel in the cities, it's like this. It's your claws on.
Well, I was in Greater Minnesota. The energy out there is unbelievable. You know, and those people that live out in Greater Minnesota. You talk about, government overreach to have these same draconian lockdown rules in Minneapolis as you do in Roseau or Granite Falls. Just absolutely ridiculous. I think that out there, obviously, we have a lot of supporters. But Scott and I, Scott's been here every single day at the fair. I've been here almost every day, standing in front of our booth. And I don't know, I always ask people where they're from. They're from all over. People are fired up. Everybody was affected. A lot of people were hurt. Were hurt by the government. They lost their jobs. They lost their business. Their kids have been damaged. And, Scott, the tagline of the campaign is Heal Minnesota.
Yes.
We really do, because a lot of people, everybody was affected, but a lot of people were deeply wounded these last few years. And that's what we're trying to do.
As the father of a first grade school teacher in the inner city kids have really been left behind. That
No doubt.
COVID-19 protocol where they didn't all show up, they didn't all have iPads, and they just keep passing them. and they're on the road. If they can't read by the time they're in third grade,
it's over. It's pretty much over.
Yes,
You're right. I mean,
it is.
all this is a fact. If a student, third to fourth grade is that first key transitional point in a child's education career, and if they aren't proficient in basic reading and math skills, there's almost zero chance that they will ever get caught up.
It's horrible.
Yeah,
and I think what's happening, I think the parents realize that. I think for a while there's this attitude that you get a mulligan. Okay, well they missed a year. Okay, we'll make them repeat that year. No, you're exactly right. If you look at developmental achievement in kids, you don't get a mulligan. You don't get to hit it over. So the kids are arguably going to be damaged going forward. It's going to be very difficult for them to catch up. But I think the other thing, Rookie, that we notice is that Greater Minnesota has, when I'm meeting with those folks, they're wondering, why aren't the people in the urban areas angrier at what happened? And if one thing has emerged during the state fair, I think it's happening. Mm-hmm. We're seeing people that live within 2-3 blocks of Lake Street, live within, ground level zero, and they're saying, we're scared and we're tired of being scared. We don't know if we can go out. We're tired of that. Our kids have been damaged and we're tired that nobody's saying anything. And I think recently this faux pas on Tim Walz's part to tell people, your kids didn't miss that much school. What are you so worried about? 80% of kids miss less than 10 days of in-classroom instruction.
That can't be true.
Yeah, and then he comes out and says, well, it's context. Well, what does that mean? Why didn't you say that at the time? He is absolutely lying, and he got caught. And then he came in the same interview, he talked about crime. He said, we're one of the safest states in the nation. One study says top 3. One study says top 5. No, we're not. We're now a high crime state. Data shows that over and over again. He's not once showing us one piece of data. The guy is lying when he makes a stupid statement.
We've asked him on the show. Rook has been on him.
The press secretary
He won't come on.
The press secretary did reply, possibly tomorrow, but we're running out of real estate here.
Yeah.
The invite was extended well before.
Do you ever get concerned that we're running out of time to make this state healthy?
I do. I think that the next 4 years, if we try to live through 4 more years of this, bar the door, Nelly, it's all over. Mm-hmm. The sustainability of what we're doing is
and by
absolutely
healthy,
not.
I mean get back to some financial common sense for starters and crime common sense.
Joe, the budget in Minnesota went up 75% in a little more than a decade. The average wage earners' wages went up 25%, but the government took a triple. That's not sustainable.
It's not.
If you look at the metrics and compare Minnesota to other comparable states, we spend way more money. You look at the average welfare recipient in Minnesota, it's over 30,000. You look at the surrounding states, none of them get to 20,000. You look at what Mississippi spends per kid, 9,000. We spend 150% of that at 13,500, and yet we're accused of not fully funding kids. I'm sorry, folks. I don't know what fully funded means. Does it mean we have to go from 13,500 to 50,000 and then we're finally there? And does that stay the benchmark there? Come on. Help me out. What does fully funded mean?
It doesn't mean anything because it will never end.
Amen.
And if it doesn't end, we have no chance. Because you're already taking half of a 17, 18, 19 billion dollar budget, and half that is education. Half.
We're getting ridiculed, Joe, because we've had the audacity to say, why can't we have a conversation about what would Minnesota look like if we didn't have a personal income tax?
Right.
Why can't we have that discussion? We've got a $12 billion overpayment. This is the time to have that conversation. If we can't get there, we can't get there. But by George, we'll never know unless we have folks like you having us on, going a little deeper, going into the weeds. How do we do this? But we've got to be bold and willing to have those conversations. In the same way we're saying, let's be bold and have the student choice.
I'd settle for not taxing Social Security.
Well, do you want that to stand in line and wait for us to say that if you got your student loans forgiven because Joe Biden decided to put a unilateral edict out and you get 10 or 20,000 knocked out?
No.
And now we're being told as candidates that we're supposed to say, well, if the students do get that forgiven, for heaven's sakes, we're not going to in Minnesota have it taxed. Folks, 65 and older have been double taxed for a long, long time. Let's keep our priorities straight.
We can't do anything about the weather in Minnesota, but we are giving people plenty of reasons to leave or not to come here and have a career and have a family in Minnesota. And that when we talk about sustainability, we've got people migrating out of the state at record numbers, and it literally is not sustainable. There won't be anybody left.
You run an ad where you say you want lower gas prices, vote Jensen Burke. You have nothing to do with that.
Actually, the California car mandates, when Walz hooked us to that did jack up the price of gas. Because what it basically did was cause the refineries to have to go out and purchase some carbon credits.
Right.
They passed that cost on to the gas station owners. The gas station owners passed it on. So it does. It's probably about 25 cents.
But doesn't that have to legislatively be addressed?
Well, the California car mandates basically was
The
not.
hell with California. Let's get rid of following California car mandates.
Yeah.
But it's a reality,
agree.
right? Yeah. I mean, right now they're saying by 2026, 35% of our cars have to be, if you will, electric vehicles. And in 2035, they're not even going to let you have your lawnmower.
And today, you can't plug in your electric
see
car
that?
in California.
After they banned the sale of
Right,
gas-powered cars.
I can see why California discussion gets your blood pressure
Oh,
up,
it
Joe.
really does.
Yeah, I've got some pills in my bag.
No,
I can
that's fine,
help you.
man.
I got
Calm
that.
them down a little bit.
I'm good. I just want to hear more straight and narrow. I don't want to hear any B as in B, S as in S, and because we need saving.
Yeah.
And
Let me ask this: what is the common response from you guys when you're asked why won't Walz debate you? Because
The common response from who? From
just from the average person you're encountering, whether it's at the fair or in the walk of life. You know, what is the common response from you guys?
Typical person says, well, we've always had debates. That's what Minnesotans want. And then I usually fill in the blanks and I say, well, at this time in 2018, when Tim Walz was running, there were 4 debates already. He had debated at Game Fair. He had debated at the fair, at the state fair. He had debated, I think, in front of the
Farm Fest.
Chamber of Commerce and then Farm Fest. So he had done 4 of them then. There was 26 debates in the 2010 governor election. There were 5 in 2014. There were 6 in 2018. In 2018, when Walz ran, he'd already had 4 debates by today. And he's saying now, oh, no, I'm not going to debate. This is pretty
so
darned
there's
up.
none on the schedule?
None on the schedule. And then he had the audacity to come out and say, well, I don't even know if Jensen wants to debate him. Are you serious, man? I mean, I don't know. He better get his medication levels checked.
We know why. I mean, everybody knows why Tim Walz won't debate Scott, why Peggy Flanagan won't debate me, because they can't run on their record. They can't. You can't defend anything that's happened under their watch.
And you know what should really get you steamed up, Joe? Is the fact
I'm
that
already steamed.
he's playing games with you and all Minnesotans. He's going to try to hold the debate off until October 20th, October 30th, when we've already had half of the early voting done. He knows full well what his strategy is. He wants to hide in the basement. In fact, I heard that if you go to his booth, in order to see him, you got to go behind it because they dug a basement, and that's where he hunkers down.
Hey, you
That's
got,
just a
you got
rumor.
Joe to laugh.
Yeah,
you got
yeah,
Joe to
way to go.
smile.
Hey, you
Oh
have
my
his vote
gosh.
now.
Oh my gosh.
That's not a bad line. What the hell? Well, boys,
yes,
I don't know what to tell you except the issues are crime and money.
Crime money.
But I do think, Joe, I think Rookie made a comment earlier that really needs to be attended to. The Republicans have been pretty clumsy at times in terms of talking to teachers. Teachers go into teaching to touch kids' lives. And I think too often teachers get lumped into the Democratic Education Union. That's not fair. I would never want you, Joe, to judge me based on what you think of the AMA. So I think we need to understand that there's a whole lot of teachers out there that recognize the brokenness of what we're going through. We need to deploy the dollars into the classroom where the teachers are. We've got a lot of teachers out there that spend their own money to buy tablets and pencils and help kids out. And we need to honor the work they do. And I don't think we've done a very
That's
good
the
job.
other thing. The money, this black hole of education, the $20 billion, not enough of it is just getting to the classroom. It's
Right.
getting gobbled up by bureaucrats and administrators,
Right.
and it has nothing to do with educating children.
Right.
Matt, do you think that Joe Souchere's expense account and the amount of times he travels to these boondoggles, do you think is more or less than Denise Speck, who runs Ed Minnesota?
Do you travel, Joe? Do you travel outside of St. Paul? When was the last time you left St. Paul?
No.
No.
He went to
never-
Minneapolis once to go check out Nicole.
I was in Minneapolis
Not recently.
in 1958.
No, you went to George Floyd Square.
That's right.
That's right.
Accidentally, but I drove through it. Yeah.
Okay, are we done with all this politics stuff?
Yes.
Okay, I have a question for you.
He's going to ask something about food.
No, I don't know what it's going to be. I asked this of Joe Mauer, and his answer was pretty neat.
Pretty neato.
Yeah, of all the money you made over the years playing football.
He's got 5 cents left.
Yep, he's got too many kids. That's why.
Yeah.
That's true. That's
What
true.
was your most satisfying purchase or use of money?
Well, that's easy. I was able to gift my parents money so they could retire. That's an easy one.
Damn it. That was Joe's. Joe said the
that's-
most satisfying thing was going to my mom and dad and saying, "You're done.
Yeah.
You're
Man.
done. I got you."
No, I think Mr. and Mrs. Mauer living a little better than Mr. and Mrs. Burke now. I think Joe made a little bit more money, but Mr. and Mrs. Burke are just fine. You know?
I just think that's such a really neat quality, and I admired that in Joe, and I admire that in you with that. It's just because I remember you growing up.
Well, you're shaming me, but both my parents are gone, so I'm not going to worry about it.
Jeez.
You would have. You're the kind of guy that would have had you been
I don't
making
think
Burke
so.
money.
Yeah.
But I just think that's a tip of the cap. So,
Boys,
nice job.
best of luck to you, and GLers will continue to stop and see you at the fair. Good
Appreciate
luck.
it. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you very much.
Yep,
Thank
all
you.
right.
Dr. Scott Jensen,
Thank you.
Mr. Matt Burke.
All right, here we go.
Minneapolis, St. Paul, Roseville. It's really close to basically everything. The U of M, the fairgrounds, Huntington Bank Stadium, the sports center, downtown Minneapolis, and the Roseville Mall. Great amenities. You'll love them. High-speed internet. Great, comfortable, ergonomic chairs, well-lit desks. You got a fridge, a microwave, great meeting rooms, big meeting rooms. The spacious hotel rooms will help you thrive during your next visit here to the Twin Cities. Some of these units even have little decks, patios. Voted by guests as TripAdvisor Certificate of Excellence Award winners, the Courtyard by Marriott in Roseville, you'll find all the amenities you expect. The Courtyard by Marriott in Roseville, Centerpoint Drive, just off 35W in Roseville.
Are we ready?
Yes.
Joe, this one's just
Johnny, you ready?
sure.
Rolling in 3, 2, 1.
Boom, 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 boom.
I need somebody to play the lead, though.
Yeah. Oh, that's a lovely guitar. That's a lovely guitar. Say, Schmelz Countryside Volkswagen in Maplewood is only a hop, skip, and a jump from these fairgrounds on the southeast quadrant of Highway 36 and 61. Multi-generational dealership. I've traded there for many years. I will continue to. And they have a family of Volkswagen SUVs in stock and arriving daily, including the all-new Volkswagen Taos that offers all-wheel drive and the IQ Advanced Driving, the IQ Drive Advanced Safety Systems. And they got that nifty family-size 7-passenger Atlas with the 5,000-pound towing capacity. Also, the ID4 SUV all electric. If Volkswagen was going to do it, they're going to do it right. It was the 2021 World Car of the Year. Great service, great people. Rook has a car from Schmelz. I've got a couple from Schmelz.
2008 Volkswagen Jetta with
Never stops running, does it?
120,000 miles, and it is perfect.
Oh, Did you get a nice
you
deal
never
on that?
talk about the used. They probably got great used
They're
cars.
bulletproof, man. You can find out all the inventory, used and new, at schmelzvw.com. Here is John Haidt in his State Fair newsroom.
Thank you, Joe. A sports note, of course, tonight is the Gopher football squad season opener.
Whoa, hey now.
Oh, you know what that means?
What?
Well, we got to get the Joey D sounder then. We always play that for the Gopher lid lifter.
True, yeah. The Gophers will have a home field advantage as they take on New Mexico State at Huntington Bank Stadium. We all know who coaches New Mexico State, right?
Jerry Kill.
Jerry Kill, that's right.
Can I introduce a baseball note?
Sure.
Let's do it.
This Carlos Correa,
Yeah.
he is reliably a disappointment.
You watched the end of the game
Yes,
last
I
night, did
yeah.
you? Me
He's
too.
reliably a disappointment. There, I got it off my
Didn't
chest.
you think to yourself, you got those two guys coming up, they're going to win this ball game.
What? Correa hasn't. I haven't seen him come
No.
through in the clutch.
And a double play to end the game last night, in case you didn't see the game.
Reliably disappointing.
First and second, and one out, and Correa hits into a double play to end the game when they're down one run.
And the big news on tonight's New Mexico State Gopher game is
Yeah.
Will Kill and Fleck shake hands.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. You are reminded, the university, I didn't know this, has gone all mobile for tickets.
I'm going mobile.
You could have played that, I guess.
Don't
Yeah.
do that.
Meaning, if you're looking to go to the game, you'll need to buy tickets online and show it on your phone. So that's the only way you're getting in.
We have that PSA.
Here it is.
All right, thanks, Doogie. Good job. Coming up at the top of the hour, we'll check some sports with our friends at ESPN with an update.
This is wonderful.
And then it's Gopher Hoops Weekly.
Do it.
Corzo and Spence in the building, in the studio, ready to go for another big hour.
Best
Before we
part
get to
Here we go.
Saturday morning sports talk. 44 degrees, kind of cloudy out there, but when you go outside this morning, you'll say, hey, it's warm out here. What happened?
Big finish.
Joey D.
Joseph Dunford. Fine fellow.
He should
All right.
be in the Hall of Fame.
Yes, he should.
And that, for those that don't listen, when we're alone in the studio, hey, it's warm out. What happened has become a catchphrase
Yeah.
with all of us.
Correct.
You
That's
know
right.
you've reached a certain achievement level when you get a catchphrase
That's
uttered
right.
when we're not
That's right.
on the air.
Today,
Hey, John. It's really warm out at the fair today.
What
Hey,
happened?
what happened?
What happened?
it's day 8.
We love you, Joey D.
Day 8 of the Minnesota State Fair. It's actually our day 5, right? Yeah, day 5 for Garage Logic.
Yeah.
Today's theme.
Actually, considering all the guests we have, is more like 3.5.
Today's theme is. I didn't know this happened, but it's Seniors Day, round 2.
We're going to find Grandpa. We're going to go home.
This time, plenty of
Did you
activities.
see where they lost a guy yesterday?
No.
They got him back to the bus. He's okay. Thank God he's okay.
Sir,
okay.
should you be away from the group?
I got to admit, Such, I've always been kind of worried that's going to happen to you.
I know.
when he's
But
running
it's
back
such a
to the
big
shuttle?
crowd, I just grabbed someone's shirt and just walked.
Such and I were walking back to the shuttle on Tuesday together, and he just completely disappeared. I got there, he wasn't there. He showed up 5 minutes later.
I was there. I
Well,
got there.
he caught the bus.
Yeah.
Anyone over the age of 65 got in today for $12. At the grandstand tonight, boy, here's a classic rock show, huh? REO Speedwagon and Styx.
Let's go.
Wow, the River Styx.
I don't understand how Styx's main songwriter and singer
Yeah.
no longer is with them. How does that work?
I don't know.
Dennis DeYoung.
Styx was
Hey,
too
when are
much
the
time on my
Doobie
hands,
Brothers?
right?
When
Yeah.
are the Doobie Brothers here?
Well,
I thought
last
they
year.
were.
Weren't they here last year?
Oh, I thought they were here this year. I really did. I'm
I
sorry.
don't know. I don't remember trying to
I
get
don't-
them on.
I'm not sure. I shouldn't say.
I'm not sure, but I may have seen REO Speedwagon as a kid.
Foggy day.
I saw Styx in 1976 at the Bismarck Civic Center. It was very
Babe,
loud.
I'm leaving.
Very
I saw
loud.
Styx here a couple of
Dennis
years ago
DeYoung.
when they were
Where
at
is the
fair.
River Styx? What country?
It's in hell.
It's in Egypt.
Oh, it's a made-up thing?
Yeah, it's in hell.
STYX?
Yeah,
Really?
River
I thought it-
Styx
oh,
runs
I-
through hell.
I thought it was in Egypt or something.
Yeah.
I don't
Is
know.
it?
Is that right? Anybody know? River Styx is in hell, correct?
Well, hell's doesn't have rivers.
Well, but I don't think it's a real river, is what I'm saying.
Well, it would be a hell of a hot river.
I see what you
See?
did there. Hell of a
Oh,
hot river.
I get it. Like
Hell of a
gurgling.
river.
Speaking of music, it's confession time.
Uh-oh.
You saw Maverick again for the 12th time?
No, but yesterday I got an email from Dawson Hollow.
Yep.
Looking for where we were at.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
And don't think I won't remember that.
I know.
I did notice today, and I
It's like
hate to.
Dan Aykroyd putting the fish in his Santa Claus suit over there.
What?
Treating.
Are you having a seizure? What the hell are you
didn't want to
doing?
lose those pencils.
Jeez.
You didn't take any of mine, did you?
No, I didn't take any of yours.
I did notice today also, but I think they're on when we're on. Remember the Wee Banjo 3?
Oh, yeah, we had them on.
Very good. They're here right now, today.
At the Liney Lodge?
Yeah, I believe
Yeah.
Oh,
so.
I guess we can't get the publisher's permission.
Well,
What
they're-
a bunch of BS that is.
They're playing.
Could we?
Yeah, I think they're playing right
Could
now.
we
What about
have
Dawson Hollow? Is that tomorrow?
That was yesterday.
That was Monday and Tuesday.
Jeff Dayton tomorrow?
Jeff Dayton will be here tomorrow.
Oh, musical
fun.
guest.
What about Dan Cole, the common man? Can we have him on?
No, he's got his own deal.
It's got a big crowd over there. A couple 13, 14
Couple
people.
13 and 14. Minneapolis police say 3 separate shootings in the city have left 5 people injured. This all happened yesterday. According to police, 2 of the 3 shootings happened right around 6:30 in the evening. One happened near the Winter gas station on West Broadway near North Lyndale Avenue, believed to be a drive-by shooting. That shooting left a 17-year-old boy injured. He is expected to survive. Other vehicles in a nearby building also hit by gunfire in that one. The second shooting, Lynn Lake neighborhood on Pleasant Avenue near Lake Street. Man and a woman injured outside of an apartment building after they were hit sitting outside. Sir, in the back.
May I
Yes.
say something serious?
Sure.
Yes.
Minneapolis has that program called the Violence Interrupters.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
They've been bequeathed $7.5 million of taxpayer money.
Yes.
Who's the new commissioner of public safety? Cedric.
Cedric, he's making about 350 grand a
Yeah.
year. Okay, his last name escapes me.
Okay, he's got all the boilerplate BS down, but I want to give him a salute. He is, you could tell looking at him, he's livid about this.
Yeah.
And he's saying, where's the details of what they do?
Good.
Where's the results of what they're accomplishing?
I'm surprised.
And
Good.
come on, get me the name of Cedric. I'm sorry.
Well,
It's not
I
right.
saw. I was going
The
to back you up
entertainer,
because I
Cedric
saw
the
an interview with him on Channel 5, Joe, and he said that very thing.
That's what I'm referring to. Here's
Yeah.
a guy I'm going to give him credit. He's full of the BS boilerplate stuff, but when it comes to matter, he's saying, my God, what is going on here? Where's the documentation that this is? Where's the money go? $7.5 million to violence interrupters.
Cedric Alexander.
Cedric
Alexander.
Alexander, pardon me, sir, for forgetting that for a moment.
Dr. Cedric
Dr.
Alexander.
Cedric
This,
Alexander, please pursue that, sir. I know you will.
This was actually in my news yesterday, my 30 pages of news that I wrote in the morning.
We weren't here yesterday.
But, or Tuesday, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But if you'll recall, we didn't get to my news
That's
on
right,
Tuesday.
we did
so
not.
It wasn't there.
Well,
either.
Alexander.
Good for Mr. Alexander. $7.5 million a year money, Minneapolis, and they don't show up for to interrupt anything except dinner.
The third shooting happened near Marathon gas station on East Lake Street. Another man and woman injured. According to police, the woman was shot once, refused medical care. The man shot multiple times. He was taken to the hospital. He's expected to survive. So everybody involved in all 3 shootings expected to survive. But so far, no suspects in any of those shootings have been arrested. A brand new cruise ship will float to St. Paul on Saturday. Pick up passengers for its maiden Mississippi River tour.
Yep.
Check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Check. Reavers, what do you need?
How long you been in radio?
What are you
Jeez,
doing?
They're trying to
Look at
have
that.
an off-air conversation on the air.
The
You know what I'm going to do? I think tomorrow's show, I'm going to sit my fat ass out there, and then you guys are going to come back here and
Wow.
herd the cats for 2 hours. I think that's what we're going to do for tomorrow's show.
I think we finally broke Reavers.
I
I'm
think
good.
Reavers is
I'm good.
broken.
I
yeah.
think we
Well,
finally
okay,
have.
no,
You have no
Tony, come
right
on.
to have an outburst.
Yes, he does.
Yes, I do.
He's got. Yes,
Here's our
he
good
does.
friend, Representative Tony Jurgens, the one that
You're
gave
Tony.
us the fantastic audio of Thompson giving his vote. I don't have it here, unfortunately, but Thompson giving his vote while the police siren was going off in the background. It's this man's.
So awesome, dude.
Was that your doing?
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
No, I'm sorry. No, no.
No, it was not his doing.
Of course
I was
not.
there though.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was a real siren in the background?
Oh, yes, it was.
Well, it was, but I don't know if it was where Representative
Yeah.
Thompson
No.
was or if somebody plugged it. Either way, it was funny.
Wasn't it
Yeah.
wonderful?
And you should have seen people on the House floor. We looked around at each other like, what was that?
So, Representative, every time we have you on, you thoroughly make us saddened by what's going on. Anything you'd like to divulge to the mayor? Because he seems to be in a good mood right
and
now.
keep in mind, it's Positive Thursday.
Positive Thursday. I'll try to keep that. Well, okay, so here's a positive one. You were just talking about Dr. Cedric Alexander.
Yes.
I did a ride along with the Minneapolis police officer on Friday. And
Tell
fr-
us again what area you represent.
I represent Hastings and Cottage Grove
That's right.
in the Minnesota
All right.
House.
All right.
I did a ride along in Minneapolis, and the police officers that I talked to are very optimistic about
Right.
Dr. Alexander.
Good.
They're really
Good.
looking
Good,
forward
yeah.
to him. I think he's got great qualifications, so hopefully we'll see some good things.
Yeah,
there.
he's wondering where the $7.5 million went to so-called higher violence interrupters. What a bunch of BS that is. They bought off some people that you'll never see again.
So we did, during the ride-along, we were going through parking lots, and we encountered a couple of the violence interrupters, and the officer I was with greeted him, said hello, and it wasn't such a friendly greeting back from him. Yeah, it was
Really?
like there's a little animosity there between the two groups.
That's terrible.
It is.
It's just
But
terrible.
not surprising.
Should be the opposite.
Yeah.
Boy.
Where else are we wasting money that you'd like to let us know? right now?
Everywhere.
Well,
Everywhere.
You wanted to talk about $9.2 billion of surplus dollars that's still sitting there?
Still, are you going to have a special session?
You know, early in the summer, when I was door knocking, campaigning, I would tell people, no, there's probably a less than 1% chance of a special session. I'm starting to, it's not much greater than that now, but I've changed my position. Early on, I was saying we don't need it. We can deal with whatever we need to deal with when we go back in January. And then I lost the primary, so I'm out.
Oh.
So I won't be back next January. So now I think a special session is a great idea.
That's right.
Because I've got a couple of things that I'd like to get done before I leave. So, so I would like to see a special session now. I think that, for one thing, I've been the chief author of the bill in the House that would eliminate state income tax on all Social Security benefits.
Wonderful, wonderful.
That got some traction last year, and in fact, in the final agreement, the final weekend of session, that was agreed upon by both the House, the Senate, and the governor. People were texting me, congratulating me, finally getting it done, and I said, not so fast. We got to make sure that the bill actually passes.
Right.
And it never even came up. So
Okay.
that died. I would like to have an opportunity to bring that up again. And then also, we didn't do a bonding bill, and it was more of a bonding bill. If we did anything, that's something that I think we should have done. I'd like to see funding for the Hastings Veterans Home. They would like to replace that. That's over a 100-year-old
Right.
veterans home. The residents there get outstanding care.
Right.
But the building was a mental hospital when it was built in the early 1900s, so I think that they deserve better. I'd like to see funding for that as well.
What is the deal with the gas prices in Hastings? My God, wait, have you made a
It's
deal
wonderful,
with
isn't
the
it?
devil?
It's wonderful,
Is it
isn't it?
under $3 there yet?
Just about. I have a 10-cent off card that I use, and I think I paid $3.08 the other day, so it was $3.18.
Wow. And they've been underpriced the whole run.
Whole time.
Well, it's always been a little bit cheaper. You know, I live in Cottage Grove, but Hastings is part of my district. It's just down the road. I don't think I've filled up in Cottage Grove in 20 years. I'm in Hastings enough that's where
That's
I fill up, and
amazing.
it's even now, it's
GLers, if you're anywhere near Hastings, get in there and fill up every can you have.
well, I would agree with that, except now when I try to fill up, it's too busy. I
Well,
gotta wait in line.
tough.
Nobody goes there anymore.
Bananas.
It's too busy.
Yeah, nobody goes there anymore.
Thanks for stopping by.
Joe, thank you
Good
very
to
much.
see you. Yep.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, take care.
Let's see, where were we? We were talking about the ship there. The ship's coming into St. Paul. You going to go see that one, Joe?
Well, it's really not a ship. It's just a big
It's a
ferry
cruise.
boat.
It's a cruise.
But it looks like a paddle wheeler.
Yeah, kind of.
It's
I
not
guess.
a paddle wheeler, but it
No,
looks like a paddle
don't
wheeler.
let them. I want to hear about this.
It's the Viking, a luxury cruise line headquartered in Switzerland, debuting an 8-day trip. You can go St. Paul to St. Louis, called American's Heartland Tour. Construction delays on Viking's new boat, fittingly named the Viking Mississippi, caused the company to cancel a few tours scheduled for earlier in the summer. You can fit 386 passengers into the ship.
Telling me you're not into that, Such?
I am. No, that's cool. But it's not a ship. It's constructed like a
Okay, Mr. Pedantic.
a riverboat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Boy,
Okay.
it's the first time I've never been called Mr. Pedantic, and he has. I'm very happy.
Yeah.
And I think, Kenny, the way that this lays out is your expectations get really high, everything's going really well, and then the Viking ship will let you down when it's most important.
Yeah.
That's the nice feature of
You know
that
what?
one.
It could stall.
Right.
So
Right when it matters most.
What's it going to cost Such to take the whole staff on a?
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
You know, a better one, though, we should wait. This is the one Joe should take us on. It's going to come back to St. Paul after that St. Louis trip in mid-September. 15-day cruise to New Orleans.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
I'd be.
I'm down with that.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do that.
All right, Joe, set that up for
Yeah,
us.
do
will
the
you?
show on the boat.
Oh, God, that'd be great.
Practice
wouldn't
broad
it?
safety.
Yeah, that'd be
Stay with the
wonderful.
broad.
You got to stay with the broad.
Speaking of ships, the Titanic was a ship, right?
Yes, it was.
Okay, thanks. Speaking of ships, a new high-resolution video of the Titanic wreckage released showing the sunken vessel shot in 8K resolution.
I saw this. It's very eerie.
Yep, the clip released by Ocean Gate Expedition shows the hull of the sunken vessel, some brand new features, and extraordinary detail. 1912, of course, the Titanic took her maiden voyage across the Atlantic, and, it sank. It hit
Didn't
the
go
iceberg.
so well.
No, it hit the iceberg and sank. Longtime Titanic expert and diver Roy Golden said that with the footage, which is about a minute in length, he did manage to glimpse previously unseen details on the ship.
Thank you, Johnny.
Yep.
And
Johnny Height, ladies and gentlemen.
stay tuned. We'll be back shortly.
But it's
or we got Kenny first.
It's Positive Thursday, Kenny. What does that mean?
Positive Thursday at the Minnesota State Fair. It means it's sponsored by the GL official body shop, Schoonover Body Works and Glass, 1060 County E in Shoreview, right here in Gumption County. Now, Mike and I have been very social this week. We've been talking a lot. He actually sent me some photos of a job in progress. And I got to say, it's fascinating the way they repair these vehicles these days. The first thing you see is a front end of a pickup with nothing on it. Just you see the wheels, the engine, that's it. The second shot, it's a whole bunch of parts, which I think they're the different parts that make up the structural components of the front end. And then the last shot is all of these parts after they've been bolted, welded, and glued together. I'm thinking the body tech of today, far more advanced than the techs of our past. Speaking of techs, Mike was also telling me, thanks to GLers getting the word out and Mike's reputation, Schoonover now has a waiting list of body techs that want to work there for a variety of reasons. He also has prospective employees coming out of the corporate world. That's how bad people want to work for Schoonover. They've been generating some amazing reviews for the work they do, always scoring high points with customer service, repair, quality, timeliness, and virtually everything else. Pretty much everything related to auto repair and maintenance is done right there at Schoonover Glass and Service, tires, oil changes, you name it. It's done better than every other joint in the metro. 80 years and counting in Shoreview. Thank you, GLers, for choosing SchoonoverBodyWorks.com.
Right, yep.
Rolling.
Folks, located in the grandstand, you will find a booth right at the base of the stairs in the middle of the grandstand. On the first floor, an outfit called Spiral Light Candles. I hold in my hand a Spiral Light candle. It's no big surprise, but when you burn a Spiral Light candle, you are not burning a boring candle. You're burning a candle that burns in a spiral motion. I know I look like a one of those talking guys. What do you call those? Carney guys? Carnegie? Yeah, whatever they are. But you'll see here, the wick here is in a circular motion. That's how it burns. It burns like that. So if you are buying those boring candles and giving them as gifts, shame on you. Shame on you. Become a garage logician. This one smells like mini donuts. There's a cylinder index candle that you do not have to give the special wink or handshake to. You just go right up to the booth and say, I know that Rookie has told me there is a cylinder index candle available at SpiralLightCandles.com here at the State Fair, and they'll show it to you. Can't make it to the fair, or maybe you're listening from, I don't know, New Zealand? You can order online. Go to SpiralLightCandles.com. That's SpiralLightCandles.com. It is not a boring candle, whether it's an anniversary, whether it's a birthday, whatever you're giving your candle for, you want to make sure it's a conversation piece. Check them out. Give them a shot. They're a Garage Logic company, started in the garage. And remember the name, SpiralLightCandles.com, or visit them in the grandstand right in the middle on the first floor at the base of the staircase. And please don't forget to tell them the Rook sent you, SpiralLightCandles.com.
You want to bring out? Okay. Ready? Let's wait for Joe.
Okay.
You ready, Joe?
Yep.
Okay. Johnny Height. Rolling in 3, 2, 3, 2, 1.
Sounds like the Lovin' Spoonful. Isn't that a nice guitar? Thank you, Johnny. We've got Greg and Wayne Carnes with us because Pronto Pup is the official Garage Logic food on a stick. There's controversy, boys. There's controversy about Pronto Pup.
Okay, what's that?
Did you guys invent Pronto Pups?
No. We did not invent Pronto Pups. My father was part of the original group.
Out in Oregon?
Yeah, George Boring.
So that part's true. It was out in Oregon because we had a reliable listener tell us that it started in Oregon.
Yeah.
What, maybe in the late 30s?
Well, it was trademarked and registered with the government in 42.
You are Wayne. You are Greg Carnes.
Yeah, I'm Greg.
Greg.
Yeah.
And you guys are St. Paul guys?
I live in Waco, Texas.
You live in Waco, Texas?
Yeah, but I'm up here every year. For the
But I mean, were you a St. Paul native?
No.
Oh.
Chicago. We were born and raised in Chicago.
Yeah, we were born in Chicago, but I've lived up here for 47 years.
I was going to say, you've had Pronto Pups here since 1947.
Yes. Yeah.
Joe, you look puzzled.
Well, that's got to be one of the oldest food. When you look at the modern fair, it's all about food.
Right.
And most of the food is new. This is a staple that goes way back.
Well, the interesting thing about it, Joe, is that, you know, you hate to let this thought ever just go to rest, but there was never a hot food to go item on a stick here until Pronto Pups was introduced by my mom and dad in 1947.
Oh boy!
So that was the original food on a stick, which started the whole trend.
Back in the 30s in Oregon.
That was in late 30s, but I think it was registered. I know it was registered in 42.
Right.
So,
in other words, it's a damn old hot dog with dough on it, and it's very good.
Yeah. Right. Overall, we're 80 years old now, but 76 years at this fair.
Right. And are you at other fairs?
Yes, there are. We when my father took the first franchise and went east of the Rockies with it to Chicago, they also franchised 33 of the 50 states.
Okay.
Back then, it was literally a craze that swept the nation. No one ever heard of taking a hot dog and sticking a stick in it in batter and deep. It was just it flew across the country.
Well, and it's worked out really well.
Yeah.
Is this your main source of income?
For me, I'm retired.
Right.
So, yes, it definitely helps coming up here. I've been coming up for the last 32 years. I
Right.
was in the military for 10 years and then a bunch of other stuff. And
Right.
when I finally became a contractor, I was able to take time off from work. And I've been with Greg since he's had it and a few years before that. So 32 years in a row now for me.
What branch of the military?
I was in the Air Force. I was an air traffic controller.
Joe, talk a little bit slower. He said he was in the Air Force.
All right.
Yeah, you bet. You bet, Colonel.
Greg, is it an all year long proposition, or do you get some breathing room when the fair's over?
Well, I worked for my parents up here for 22 years before I purchased the franchise from them and their partners. But at first it was, when I bought it in 91, I then quit everything that I was doing and took it on as a lifetime job,
Right.
So in the peak of my career, I was doing about 27 events, everything from state fairs to NASCAR to Harley Davidson events,
Right.
music festivals, and I would basically be busy all year round,
Right.
in some capacity, but I would only have typically January and February were the 2 months every year where I could just sit back and watch TV.
Right.
So that's
Now,
been
you have 8 locations on this fairground.
Yeah.
Are those individual locations owned by their franchisees?
Yeah, they are licensed to sell Pronto Pups with the fair.
Right.
So the spot, the location is in their names.
I see.
And then everything else is from us. It's like how Coca-Cola supplies us with our refrigerators, our deliveries, our repairs. We basically sell our own product to our own people.
I get you.
All
All
like a
right.
wholesale retail
Right.
operation.
And they seem like they're happy people.
Well, I bet you the average stand manager, well, we still call them stand managers. At one point in time, we had all the licenses in our name. They broke up that policy. But we've had stand managers in our stands for 40, 45 plus years.
Isn't that something?
Kenny and I have the same question. I'm sorry to interrupt. How soon can we get our hands on one of those while
We'll
they're
have one
sitting
right
out there?
now.
And can you professionally prepare it for us?
Would you like
Wayne, you can go ahead and do that since I was on you.
Would you like mustard or ketchup?
I think just mustard. Is
Just
there a protocol?
No.
Use a paintbrush.
The brush right there.
All
There
right.
you go.
Boom.
Joe, we can
Perfect.
tell.
Boom.
But, oh,
Oh, yeah, this guy's ate the whole thing.
liar, liar,
Yeah,
pants
oh,
on
look
fire.
at Hey, this is the Minnesota State Fair, not the Minnesota Welfare.
You don't want nothing.
Joe, you can tell now who the purists are because the
Mustard,
original
ketchup.
franchise called for just plain or mustard.
Really?
And it wasn't until our 50th year that the fair made us serve ketchup. Because
Ketchup.
as ketchup got more popular,
Yeah.
they would buy Pronto Pups plain, then go to the nearest stand that had ketchup.
Well, mustard
yeah.
goes with a hot dog.
Oh, and a beer.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Now, I'm not kissing up because Greg and Wayne are here.
Yeah.
I think this is more flavorful than a corn dog. I don't like the corn dog taste.
Okay.
I do like the Pronto Pup taste.
Well, there is a difference.
Without
What
a
is the
doubt.
difference?
I can tell you the main difference
Yeah.
is, first of all, the misnomer is that, well, they have cornmeal and we have wheat flour. They're both true, but cornmeal is the second ingredient on our label. Just that we blend that cornmeal with 4 other flours.
All right.
Rice flour.
And those
wheat
are
flour.
trade secrets.
Yeah, yes, they're on the package, the labels.
Right.
But it is patented. But the major difference is sugar versus no sugar.
Yeah.
Corn dogs came about in the early '60s.
Well, who are these corn dog interlopers? Where'd they come
well,
from?
we call them the imposters.
The imposters.
Yeah.
What I like to say is all Pronto Pups are corn dogs, but all corn dogs are not Pronto
There you
Pups.
go.
There we go.
All right.
That's a little garage logic.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is. Yes, it is.
So but Joe, I know you've talked about it on your podcast this year, and we really appreciate it. But we're pretty proud of the fact that we held to our 2019 prices.
That's good.
Because everybody on this fairgrounds, except us and one other vendor, did our share to help the Minnesota fairgoers with the inflation problem
Right.
by holding our prices to 2019. And that's just a way of saying thank you.
Yep.
Because we're in it not for the profit, we're in it for the tradition.
Right.
Our job is to keep we're going to be closing in on 100 years.
Isn't
And-
that something?
Yeah, and our job is to keep the tradition alive, not worry about putting money in the bank.
Right.
You know.
Well, next year they'll be $50 though, because you'll up it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. This was a good year to
Right,
to
right.
take the hit.
Got to recoup somehow.
Joe,
Well,
now-
congratulations, guys.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
You guys have been real good with us and always been for us. So it'd be nice to see this relationship continue.
Yeah, I'm glad you're with us during the fair. It's been fun.
Yeah, really.
All right, Greg and Wayne Carness, GLers, and Pronto Pups are the official Garage Logic food on a stick.
Damn, are they good?
Yes, they are.
Joe. Ready, Johnny?
Kenny's going to do something here.
Johnny, 3, 2, 1.
Thank you, Johnny Height. And here's Kenny.
And it all started in 1967, where the Majestic Oaks Golf Course now stands. That's not a bad track up in Ham Lake. The year, 67. The day, one day, heyday. Kicked into high gear in the 70s when they moved to the weekend of Labor Day. And the swap meet was introduced in the 1980. And now, finally, the Snow Barons a few years ago purchased their 140-acre facility, and they announced the official start of winter every weekend after Labor Day. The first weekend after Labor Day, everybody's going to be there. Arctic Cat, Polaris, Yamaha, Skidoo, they're all going to have their factory rigs there. The factory racers will be there. Dealers selling last year's stuff at an incredible discount. They're always there. If you need a helmet, some gear, that's the place to get it. And the swap meet, of course, absolutely astonishing. You're going to see grass drags, freestyle jumping, UTV races, and so much more. You don't want to miss it. It's a big spectacle. Heydays, September 10th and 11th, the weekend after Labor Day. It's just off Minnesota 95, about 7 miles east of North Branch. You can learn more at heydays.com.
Here's today's State Fair animal. Doris is with us, and it looks like we have another lamb.
No. We've got a goat, and we've got 2 experts from the Miracle of Birth Center,
looks
FFA
like a lamb.
members. Oh, no.
Gals, who are you?
I'm Lily Klumper from the RTR FFA chapter.
Hi, Lily.
And I'm Jama Lawson from the Verndale FFA chapter.
What's your first name?
Jama.
Jama, okay. I don't even think that's foghornable. Tell us about the goat.
So this is Venus. He's a triplet. His siblings are Pluto, a little girl, and then Saturn, a little boy.
Mhm.
They are Nebian boar crosses, so dairy and meat crosses.
So ultimately, we will eat this goat.
Yes, because it's a male.
Okay.
Yep.
Try not to say that in front of him.
No, he doesn't seem to be very calm. How old is this animal?
Was born Monday morning, so 4 days old.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Just recently, Doris.
Yes.
Jeez. Jama, do you raise goats?
I do raise goats
And that would be where?
up in Staples, Minnesota.
In Staples, okay.
Yes.
And Lily, do you raise goats?
Yeah, I'm just getting started with some. I'm going to show in 4-H next year and stuff with them. I don't have as much experience as Jama, but I have more experience with lambs and other things like that.
Have you been talking quite a bit at the fair, Lily?
Yeah, I was on Fox News last night. I did a couple other interviews. I was on 107 The Talk the other day.
Sure.
So,
Because your voice is hoarse.
yeah,
Yeah.
I've been up here for 4-H and stuff. I was here. Got here last Wednesday, so the 24th.
Plus,
you in high school?
You've been sneaking cigarettes too, right?
No. Yeah, I'm in high school. I'm going into my junior year. So
Where?
At RTR is the school.
Okay.
Down in southwest Minnesota. It's 3 towns, 3 counties. We're pretty small.
All right.
Yeah.
And Jama, are you in high school?
I am in high school.
You're going to be what?
I'm going to be a senior this year
Where?
up in Verndale, Minnesota.
Verndale?
Verndale. Yep.
You know what?
Verndale.
That's the best place in Minnesota to buy a tire. I'm giving GLers a secret there.
I'm sure Jama's very impressed by that.
Verndale Tire.
Yep.
Yep.
Noted.
Wow.
And you guys will be
Trust
here
me.
through the rest of the fair.
I will be here until the rest of the fair
All right.
ends.
Maybe Lily's going to split.
I'm leaving this afternoon, so today we're in a transition between Barney's is what we're called, as us FFA members call us.
Barney's, meaning you hang out at the barn and work there.
We're the ones that take care of them and do chores and everything.
Doris
so
taught me that, yeah.
the FFA volunteers are Barney's, and then there's vet students, and vet's always there constantly.
Can I
So-
show you my knowledge of this?
Sure.
That's iodine that you have on that goat.
Yes, it is.
I knew that because you have to keep the goats healthy, right?
Yep, you want to keep the infection out of the umbilical cord.
That's what I thought. Sure, because there's nothing worse than
We were
that.
talking about that off the air.
I
weren't
talk
we?
about
I
it
mean,
all the
just
time.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Doris, you're always the greatest, and we thank you.
You're
And We'll see
welcome.
you for the last time tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow we'll have a new animal, or animals, actually.
Ooh,
So-
don't tip your hand there. Don't tip your hand.
I'm not going
Keep
to
it a
tell you
surprise.
anything more than that.
Okay,
So
we'd
we'll
love
see you
to see
tomorrow
All right.
afternoon.
Doris Mold in the Garage Logic State Fair Hall of Fame. Thank you to Lily and Jama. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Okay, I guess we're just going to stop doing the segment. Joe.
Oh, thanks, GLers.
Yeah, hey,
Well-
hey, Joe Biden.
What? What the hell?
Hey,
Hold
thank
on.
you, GLers.
Hold on,
Hey,
hold on. I'm not
look out
rolling
there,
anymore.
cowboy.
My God.
We'll see you tomorrow.
No. Hold on.
No.
All right, now we're rolling again.
All
So,
right, GLers, we'll see
hey,
you tomorrow. Thank you very
this-
much, Gumption County
What a
residents.
segment that was.
That was
This day in history,
fantastic.
huh?
Love that.
Thank you very much.
By the way, today's State Fair sponsor is your guys' rookie, Kahuna Window Cleaning and Seasonal Services. We thank them for sponsoring today's
go
Garage
ahead.
Logic State Fair broadcast.
Can't talk to you enough about Kahuna Window Cleaning and Seasonal Services. Get your gutters done, get your roof washed, your house washed, etc.
The segment is over. I have slammed my headphones on the
Should we do
table.
one more segment without him?
Wow.
I think we can
That
do it without
was,
him, can't we?
That was the oddest ending to a show I've ever seen.
By
in
the
my
way,
life.
Table Talk after Garage Logic tomorrow. I'm sorry that if you came today, but the whole crew will be on hand, every family member, for Table Talk on the front stage, front porch here tomorrow, immediately following Garage Logic. If that doesn't make you want to spend $17 on coming to the fair, I don't know what does. Cha. You want to see Cha?
We're clear.